Peter Parker, a typical high school student from Queens, shy, awkward, and completely invisible to everyone around him. Except, of course, the bullies. Peter's life is full of constant reminders of how much of an outsider he is. No friends, no attention, and always on the receiving end of insults and punches. But little does Peter know, his life is about to change forever. During a routine school field trip to a genetics lab, everything takes a dramatic turn. Peter, fascinated by science but ignored by his peers, is bitten by a genetically engineered spider. It seems harmless at first, just a quick sting, but that small bite will change his world. The next morning, Peter wakes up feeling different. He notices changes in his body. He's stronger, more agile. He even realizes he no longer needs his glasses. Slowly but surely, Peter begins to discover his newfound abilities. He can stick to walls, leap across buildings, and his reflexes are lightning fast. The transformation is incredible. Overnight, Peter Parker has gone from a regular high schooler to something beyond human. But as Peter embraces his powers, he struggles with the consequences of his decisions. His Uncle Ben, the man who raised him, senses that something is off. After an argument about responsibility, Peter storms off, leaving his uncle's wise words behind. What happens next will haunt Peter for the rest of his life. That same night, Uncle Ben is killed by a carjacker. The man who pulled the trigger? The very same criminal Peter had earlier let slip away in a moment of selfishness. It's a lesson Peter will never forget. A reminder that with great power comes great responsibility. And from that day on, Peter vows to never let his power be wasted again. Determined to honor Uncle Ben's memory, Peter steps into a new role, Spider-Man. As he dons the iconic red and blue suit, Peter becomes the masked hero of New York. Swinging between skyscrapers, stopping robberies, and taking down criminals, he quickly becomes the city's greatest protector. But balancing his life as Spider-Man with the daily struggles of being Peter Parker isn't easy. He still faces school, bullies, and his deep feelings for his crush, Mary Jane Watson. Meanwhile, across town, another transformation is taking place. Norman Osborn, the ambitious head of Oscorp and father of Peter's best friend Harry, is desperate to save his company. He tests an experimental serum on himself, hoping it will make him stronger. It works, but at a terrible cost. The serum enhances not only his strength, but also his aggression and madness. Norman Osborn becomes the Green Goblin, a twisted and maniacal villain bent on destruction. As Spider-Man rises, so does the Green Goblin. It isn't long before their paths cross. During a chaotic city festival, the Green Goblin launches a vicious attack. It's Spider-Man's first real test. He saves lives, battles the Goblin, and narrowly escapes with his own life. The two are now locked in a deadly rivalry, one that will push Peter to his limits. But the Green Goblin isn't just after Spider-Man. He wants to break Peter in every way possible. He targets Peter's loved ones, including Aunt May and Mary Jane. The stakes are raised when the Goblin kidnaps Mary Jane and dangles her from the Queensboro Bridge. Peter is forced into an impossible situation: save the woman he loves, or a group of innocent children trapped on a tram. In a heroic feat, Spider-Man manages to save both, but it's clear the Green Goblin will stop at nothing to destroy him. The final showdown between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin is brutal and personal. In a deserted building, they clash in a fight to the death. Spider-Man is battered and bruised, but he refuses to give up. It's during this battle that Peter finally learns the truth. The Green Goblin is none other than Norman Osborn. The revelation shocks Peter, but it doesn't stop the Green Goblin from trying to kill him one last time. In the end, it's Norman's own glider that strikes him down, a fatal mistake that ends his reign of terror. Norman's death leaves Peter with a heavy heart. He loses not only an enemy but another father figure in his life. At Norman's funeral, Peter watches as his best friend Harry swears vengeance on Spider-Man, not knowing the truth about his father. It's a painful moment, but Peter knows he can't reveal his secret. In the aftermath, Peter realizes just how much he has to sacrifice to keep the people he loves safe. Mary Jane confesses her love for him, but Peter makes the heartbreaking decision to walk away. He knows that being with her would only put her in danger. And so, Peter Parker is left to face his destiny alone. From this moment on, Peter fully embraces his role as Spider-Man. He swings through the city, ever watchful, always protecting. With great power comes great responsibility, a lesson Peter has learned through loss, pain, and sacrifice. It's the burden he carries as the masked her,